Welcome to the BAWCAST number 1, presented by Jambalaya Bloodhound. We are the Bloodhound full of jambalaya. That's us. Hey, guys.
Hi.
You got a Cajun in your pocket, here.
Hold on. I want to try to remember as many of the Cajun in your pocket sayings as I can. Okay, there was sure, look like you got a Cajun in your pocket.
Yep.
And then there was so Coleman, you helped out with that one.
Thank you.
And then there was boy, girl, you gotta suck the head on that crawfish.
That was a real thing.
Aye, that was one of them. I remember I had
Wait, is this a children's book or something?
No, this was a like a keychain that had like 6 sayings on it, and you would press a
Oh.
button and it would say a different Cajunism from like the late 90s.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like one of those sound boxes, but instead of
Yeah.
like a horn or a wow, 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 it just got fucking T-Boy from down the bayou
Here we go.
doing
You found it, Coleman?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to see if I can. I want to see if I can say them. Oh my God, it's. We gonna pass a good time, Misha? There's a bon temps roulé.
Yeah, there's like 6 buttons.
Well, fuck, we
And-
just gotta get this on the soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can.
yeah.
It's on sale for $17.99 on Amazon.
Oh,
like
$17.99?
a new one.
They're still making
What
them?
is it, the fucking deluxe edition? God
No,
damn.
it's got all 6 buttons. I think it's from the 90s. So just nobody ever fucking opened it.
with author's commentary.
I remember.
Yeah, I really thought IE would make for a very, very good Cajun saying on the fly. Yeah, so and I did it. I tried to do it with the utmost flair. So
I had a friend in high school, Grant Freeman, who bought a Cajun in your pocket because they were selling it at like a kitsch store in the Acadiana Mall. And he would walk up to people and he's like, anything that I could ever possibly want to say to any of you people, all I have to do is press one of these buttons. And I never have to speak again. And he's like, Mark, say something to me. It's like, how's your day going? And he's like, "Ooh," and I'll be like, a pig loves corn. He's like,
you're like, oh shit, that was effective. That was an effective response.
yeah, it's like, what are you doing this weekend? I'll pass a good time, Misha. and he just wouldn't say anything. He would just stare at us and press the button.
Oh fuck, dude, that is my retirement plan. If anyone ever puts me in a home, I'm just gonna go mute and just carry around one of those and just respond to that. You ready to eat, Mr. Miller?
Okay,
Good
the
God.
cover says, I reckon this looks so familiar to me. 6 authentic Cajun sayings.
Authentic, yes.
Amazon describes it as color red, material metal, theme, friendship, and love. Special
Love.
features, lightweight, included components, batteries.
We're gonna have to update
I'm
this
gonna-
one day.
I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
buying
Yeah,
it.
do
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
buy it.
Yeah, because
I'm
I
gonna
need
send
to,
it. I'm sending it to my home.
and then I'll put it in the soundboard, and then we'll have it
Yeah.
on a whim.
Yeah.
But we should probably come up with 6 new, like, modern day phrases that people would say
Yes.
today in
Oh.
Acadiana and Cajun country.
Okay.
And
Joie de
sub-
cochon comme un chat
and
de nous
submit
autres.
that. Yeah. Oh, ball, man,
Oh.
ball. I'm working 6 days on, 6 days off. You know,
Oh yeah, got to
you
get me
need
off.
that phrase for everyday life, I think.
Yeah, what are the 2024 Cajunisms? It's like, oh, where you get that crack 'em?
You said do you mean
Kratom.
kratom?
Kratom.
Kratom?
Where you
Yeah,
get that
yeah.
kratom?
Great. I mean, e-girl got to be on there. E-girl.
You girl, what up with that butthole?
They do they call heroin dog food.
Who's they?
I think people in Opelousas.
The government?
Or like they'll be like, you get that dog food, or you're like or sometimes they'll say you got any food, but they mean heroin.
Heron.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron.
Or that boy. They'll be like, you get that boy.
God,
that
I
boy
could,
sounds more Cajun. Yeah.
that boy. Man, we go cook that heron. And so a drug dealer shows up and they're just literally cooking a blue heron.
Actually, there's a comedian in Lafayette, JP Leonard, that has that exact joke. Like
That? Oh, really?
yeah, mhm.
Oh,
Like
well,
he even
shout
says
out
blue.
to JP.
Yeah, JP.
Credit all to JP.
Jason.
I didn't know that. Is JP the guy that?
It's parallel thinking. It's clearly parallel thinking.
Yeah. Is JP the guy from Morgan City?
That's JP Thibodeau. You're thinking of...
I don't think so. I think Jason's from Lafayette.
Thibodeau. I think in his stand-up he said he was from Morgan City, and I wooed at one of his sets, and he's like, "Don't woo." And I
Yeah,
was like, "Yeah, I know." That was me sarcastically wooing because I
I'm
also went
ashamed
to
of it too.
I'm
Yeah.
ashamed of it too. Yeah,
He's cool.
exactly. Yeah, so he's a good comedian.
Yeah.
Album guys.
Yeah.
we released an album.
We did it.
We did
Jambalaya
it.
Bloodhound.
7 days
Recipes
ago today.
from Maw-Maw. And it's getting some pretty good reception from mainly haters of Ambassador Caffrey, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd say so. That's
Yeah.
that was our target demographic.
Mm-hmm.
It was. And it's just there's nothing better nothing plays better than hatred, honestly. And there's just a loving mutual hatred for that road. So
Yes.
it's fun. Yeah. It's great. But
It's crazy because I personally have never had anything I've done creatively have this much positive response or even acknowledgement that it exists before.
No. I mean, I think the existence is probably outweighing the positive response for you, Mark, right?
Yeah, truly, because
Like-
you just mentioned at this point, 1 week into release, which we didn't really publicize the release.
No.
We just said, okay, I'm going to put it online because we got the art, and
Yeah,
now
you
we
guys are like,
have.
should we post it? Like,
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
post
sure.
it.
And then we got 426 monthly listeners in the first week, which for
Yeah.
us is huge.
Yeah.
And then not really as a goof, but sort of on a whim. I remember I was talking to my sister Kristen. And it was like, "Hey, look, Mr. Paul, Mr. Sheck, like made the art for our new album," and she was like, "Notify the Daily Iberian." And I was like,
Oh, she's the one that.
"She's the one who did it as a joke," and I was like, "Why not? I'll notify the Daily Iberian." And then we got an interview with the Daily Iberian, and the dude was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Matt.
Yeah, shout out to Matt. Yeah, Matt Louvier.
Louvier, yeah.
Treated us like a real band and asked us questions that made us address the fact that we are a real band.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he asked us what our influences were, I was like, okay, dude, like none of this is gonna connect.
Do you realize what you're asking, Matt? Like,
Yeah.
do you
I was
realize?
like, yeah, 90s college rock and fucking shoegaze, but like this is clearly nothing like that. You know?
The Replacements and the Frogs, which is why I'm singing about a bawfish.
It's why we came up with a fucking like borderline ripoff of Gangsta's Paradise for Bitch Ass Gator.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a funny moment in the studio when me and Paul were mixing Bitch Ass Gator, and he's like, "This is just Gangster's Paradise."
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad someone acknowledged
Yeah.
it. So, and shout out to Paul at Leap Studios too for
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it
for-
without you, Paul.
for
Thank you,
doing all the
Paul.
production. So
Yeah.
we've
You're our
worked
Rick
with
Rubin.
we've worked with Paul before in numerous settings, and always a good time over there. Even though Coleman's pretty much the only one that worked with Paul
Yeah.
this time.
And even though Coleman, Ty, and myself, Mark, are the three members of Jambalaya Bloodhound, shout out to Paul, shout out to the Houndettes.
Yes.
Yes, Coleman, you want to shout them out?
Oh my God, I cannot shout out the Houndettes enough. My dear friends, Reagan Bennett, Janie, and Katie Guidry. They
Two
are
Goodries and a Bennett.
Yep.
Until now, Ty, your name is the most most possibly Cajun. And,
Yeah.
2 pigs in a blanket, 2 Guidries in a what?
and a Bennett.
Yeah, but they were troopers,
Yeah.
and they did a great job, and they really tied the album together, did it not?
No, it made it feel like a real album.
Oh, yeah.
It made it sound like it was an actual produced album. Like we didn't just make it in our garage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My dad complimented the Houndettes very much too. He really liked the aspect of background singers. So if we ever do play another live show, we'll definitely have to have
Yeah.
them live on stage with us.
Yeah.
Doing that, because I can't imagine the songs now without them.
Yeah. No, no.
So
Yeah, I played it for my son Alex, and he was like, "How much did this cost?" like, kind of like, aren't we not doing well with money? Like, what have you done? And I'm like, it didn't cost much. And he's like, well, who are those backup singers? I mean, they're Coleman's friends. They did it as a favor.
Yeah, no one was getting paid for this.
Yeah.
I love how Alex is just kind of like, you guys must have paid people thousands of dollars for this, you know?
Concerned about our finances.
I never totaled it up, but like I'm gonna say probably $500, maybe like a little more, like under 1,000 for sure, but like
not bad for like
no.
an album production,
and like split between all three of us. So I mean, like
Not to get into too much nerdy production talk, but yeah, I mean, we did a lot of that in house too. I mean,
we did, yeah,
that's true.
And I think I only played. And honestly, little secret, I think I only played 2 parts on that entire album. But of course, we all wrote the songs together. So
yeah, we were all like co-songwriters of everything. Yeah,
like
I don't think there's any song that all of us didn't have at least a little bit to do with the writing process.
Yeah, and like honestly, I don't remember who did what at this point. So like, I'm comfortable saying we all did our part. You know.
Quick rundown of the album. Ballfish is Coleman's baby, even though we wrote all the lyrics together.
Yes.
Then Doc's Tray was Mark's genius on the shitter one night with the guitar.
I didn't come up with the title, but I remember I was humming something that would become Let's Doc's Tray, and I was like, Let's Doc's Tray fits in with that. Like, Doc's Tray, and then that's how it was born. Yeah.
Coleman came up with that title, I remember it. Then Swamp Cop, I think I came up with the title for Swamp Cop, but that is almost all entirely Coleman music and most of the lyrics, with a few from me and maybe Mark.
Yeah, I came up with Swamp Cop, policing the possums and that line.
We had to get this Generette Speed Trap line in there.
Yeah,
I remember that was like the main thing. We had to get that line.
And I liked how shitty like that sounded. Like, no, it has to be mostly set of Speed Traps outside Generette because that rhymes.
Yeah. Mark, you and I were hanging out with Brasher and fucking oh god,
that whole crew.
Yeah.
Jay.
Jay.
And my lovely wife Jessica.
And your lovely wife Jessica. And no, I have a recording of us like coming up with the Swamp Cop beat.
Very different at the time.
Very different.
But that was the genesis of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were definitely trying to find a bass hook for that one. Then we get to Tiger Stop. That was all me.
Yeah.
And No Kaplan, which is all me as well.
Yes.
Then
Tiger Stop is one of my favorites on the album.
Yeah.
It's a fun little ditty, and it's only a minute 40. It's great.
It's very bouncy.
It is.
Yeah, I love Coleman's guitar work on that because it's just
it
does, because for those that don't know, of course, it is the story.
True story
about the woman at the Tiger Stop in Grosse State, Louisiana, that had to bite a camel's nutsack to get off of her because she's an idiot that either went in the cage or stuck her arm in the cage and the camel sat on her. But because the Tiger truck stopped, they had to get a camel in the first place because their tiger died and they couldn't get another one. And
I saw that tiger in the last, must have been the last month of its life. It looked horrible.
Yeah.
It looked like a Jack Skellington tiger.
But it lived longer.
It did.
It did live longer.
And that's where the line where the tigers live longer than me comes from.
Yeah.
Because they had that fucking billboard that said that says our tigers live longer. And it's like, what does that fucking like? Oh, we beat LSU. The LSU Tiger.
Mike number 4.
Yeah, well, you know, like they made it to where Terry Schiavo lived longer than she should have.
Yeah.
So, you know, like
Terry Schiavo lived longer than
like she was alive. She wasn't like doing great, but she was alive.
Technically.
And so then after that, No Kaplan, which is just a play on fucking Zoomer culture.
Mhm.
Get a chance to say No Kaplan.
Catchy. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And then it's Bitch Ass Gator, which is our baby.
Our
All
club
our
banger.
baby.
All three of us came up with that.
Mhm.
We
Coleman
invented.
came up with the title. I remember.
Yeah.
Coleman said "bitch ass gator" when he was like, "That is, I can't stop fucking giggling at that."
And I think I was the one that came up with "You look like young Sheldon."
Yeah.
Yeah, at the wedding,
Mhm.
we wrote that
Yeah.
at a wedding in Ireland. I think I came up with the line, "You're a bitch ass gator, don't you ever forget."
Mhm.
And then yeah, Mark came up with the coda at
And
the
it was
end
with
where
Kai. We were at a table with all of us and Jesse, and the only other person at the table was Kai's like really cool German American expat friend.
yeah,
And he was like, these people like would fit together, and we just could not stop laughing while
Yeah.
talking about insulting an alligator for looking like young Sheldon.
yeah.
And bless her heart, she was indulging us. She was like, "No, keep talking about it." Like this.
Keep going. Even though I was like flush red and I was kind of
Yeah.
drunk on wine and I was just like,
God.
I was
Yeah, remember that.
crying, like tears coming down my face. But
Mhm.
so after Bitch Ass Gator, fuck Ambassador Caffrey, which was a throwaway song.
It was that one was the one that we were like, we just need another song. What are we gonna do? And
Right.
it became the fucking hit.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like it's
always the throwaway
number
song.
one song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like we were going down the list and like, yeah, people will like that. Fuck Ambassador Caffrey. But we didn't think people would
Yeah.
love that.
The story behind that is my friend Delaney, shout out to Delaney. They sent me a link to a UL meme page. Which if you haven't checked it out, UL Affirmations, fantastic meme page, has its fingers on the pulse. And they're like, you should probably share the album with the admin of this site. And so I did, and they liked it. And then they're the one that shared fucking Master Caffrey.
Yeah.
Like I didn't tell them which song to pick. They were like they put fucking Master Caffrey in one of their stories, and then that got a lot of views.
Yeah, and they I think they ended up reposting when we made our Snuggle clip.
Yeah.
Of Snuggle singing the song in front of footage, actual footage, courtesy of KATC, by the way. They did a piece on Ambassador Caffrey, so shout out to them. That's where I got the footage from to make the video.
Which that's got over 3,000 views now in less than a week.
It's like 2,700 right as of this recording, but yeah, so it'll probably get to 3K. And then we close we have a coda at the end with Jambalaya Breakdown, but the last song on the album is Magnolite Thought, which is the first title that we came up with, and none of us came up with it. Yeah. It's from the dude that used to be used to be with us, and that was literally his one and only contribution to the band.
And I didn't know what a thought was at the time.
Yeah.
And so that somebody had to explain that to me.
Yeah.
And then I remember I came by because I was getting ready to move, and you two, this was like our second kind of lyric session. The first one, we were all three there the whole time. We also wrote another song, a lot of other songs, not a lot, but a more like Weird Al Cajun songs, like Imitation of Crab and
Escape from New Iberia.
Escape from New Iberia, St. Elton's Fire, our song about Miss Donna dying, who my wife, when we played it live, was like, that was a downer. Don't sing about like that psychic woman's death again.
We're gonna dedicate a whole episode to talking about Miss Donna, though.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, so that'll
stick around
come later.
for more BAWCAST.
She was cool.
If you know Miss Donna from Erath, we're going to talk about it. So,
but yeah, I remember I got there late on that second record session or lyric session, and y'all were working. I was like, we started working on Magnolite Thought. It's just like, we need some lyrics. And I was like, put some rice on my gravy, put some sauce on my pecan.
I just remember instructing Mark, think mountain. Think mountain meets Dr. John.
I was like, okay, I know exactly what to do now.
Oh, the band Mountain.
Yeah, Mississippi Queen meets Dr. John, basically.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Leslie West.
That's all I needed to hear, and then I knew what was going to happen. Yeah,
yeah, and it's a banger, and I'll never forget. Was it Katie? I think at the Caboose, the first time we played that, and Mark said the line, "Put Tabasco in my asshole," Tabasco in my asshole, and she she like couldn't contain her laughter.
I have
she
a
was
recording of that, and like it wasn't even a great recording. Like, the audio quality is kind of like not that great, but like you can hear her in the background just like losing her shit.
Yeah, it's a great line. It's a fantastic line. So
Yeah.
And then Coleman bitches a little bit more about Ambassador Caffrey, but he articulates it a little bit more.
More specifically, the Chick-fil-A traffic line thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, that's probably the most frustrating part, if I had to imagine.
Like that I was a little worried about putting it on there because it's so angry, but like that is like pretty indefensible behavior. Like if you were like, well, I had a reason for blocking traffic in you know, like, and it was to get a chicken sandwich, I'm just gonna be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that is what makes it the worst road in Lafayette. And it's now gone, and we reference that in the song. It's like, you remember the Chick-fil-A. It's not there anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know this for certain, but I am 99% sure they closed that Chick-fil-A down and moved it elsewhere because of that.
Yeah. Probably so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn, I wish it would have stayed open long enough for us to be the reason it did that. But another lifetime.
There's a picture that was making the rounds, I heard, of like, because they have a sign out front that clearly states like, do not park in the middle of the street, and like it's a picture of like a cop car like in the line, like in front of the sign. It's like,
that's great.
you like that is a litmus test. If you thought it was okay to block traffic to get a chicken sandwich at Chick-fil-A, you were a fucking asshole. Yeah.
Hand over your badge.
Hand over your badge.
Yeah. But yeah, we want to come on and do BAWCAST number 1 and just talk about the album real quick. But we got more episodes, and we're going to talk about a lot of fun stuff.
Yes.
I think next time we're probably going to talk about iconic South Louisiana car commercials, perhaps. We'll probably do that. We'll probably talk about Miss Donna. We'll talk about everything. So
might get your JB Thibodeau's, your Moss and Patu Automotives.
Yeah. Well, if it's on for fair, what the fuck? If it's off of Highway 90, it's fair game.
Yeah.
So just beware. And but yeah, so thank you to everyone that, you know, if you're listening and you have listened to the album, and if you followed us on Instagram, thank you
so much
for being a friend. You know,
y'all didn't need to do that. Andrew Gold.
Yeah, you didn't need to do that. Thanks to the Paul Scheckschneider and Paul Broussard for doing our artwork and the recording respectively. Thanks for Matt at the Hyperion for indulging us for an hour.
Wayne Tubes, if you're listening, we are open for booking.
Yes. And Wayne, we would love you to sing "Fuck Ambassador Caffrey."
Yes,
please, Wayne.
We're not going to ask any other Cajun musicians to cover our music, but Wayne, if you want to sing "Fuck Ambassador Caffrey," we would be honored.
Yes. We currently have 2 missions right now. One is what Mark said. We were trying to get Wayne Tubes to fuck Ambassador Caffrey live on stage. And secondly, our other goal, and you guys all need to make it happen, but
we've
help
been saying
us make
this for
it happen.
Years. Yeah.
We want to play the shittiest slot available for Festival International,
which would be the earliest available slot on the smallest stage on Thursday morning.
Yes.
So, and if we do that, we will kill ourselves on stage.
We are that dedicated to our art.
No, we won't.
We're the G.G. Allen of Highway 90.
G.G. Allen of Swamp Pop. God, we kind of are. God, okay.
Yeah, we kind of are.
I'm not going to look too far into that.
Yeah.
G.G. Alain.
G.G. Alain.
G.G. Alamo. Yeah,
G.G. Alamo.
G.G. Alamo.
G.G. Gigi, what you doing? Sucking that poo poo.
Man, what you doing that for? You're gonna get a staph infection.
Oh yeah, Gigi, put your trousers on.
Oh,
His mom and them they're the same way.
mm.
They're the same way. That
Oh,
whole family
GG.
like that. That whole family like that.
GG.
So we'll see you next time for BAWCAST number 2. Yeah, again, thank you guys, and we'll talk soon. So,
All right.
Later.
Lazy
right,
bon temps.
later. Be les bons.
Lazy bon temps.
Lazy bon. GG.